Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to another edition of Defense and Diplomacy. I'm your host Sultan M. Hali. The Prime Minister of Pakistan, Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani, made a two-day visit to Kazakhstan, where he met his counterpart Karim Masimov, who is the Prime Minister. And the importance of Kazakhstan is that it is the largest landlocked country in the world. And Pakistan has had traditional relations with it, and a number of visits have taken place from both sides. What is the importance of this particular visit? For that, we have invited two very eminent panelists in our studio today, and they are Ambassador Javed Hafiz, welcome sir, and Major Retired Raja Mujtaba.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let's commence the conversation, sir. How do you see this particular visit, and what were the salient features which were discussed?
Well, this was a very important visit in the sense that, as you said, this is taking place after a gap of 16 years at the bilateral level. We have had presidential visits. The last one was in June, very recently, but that was it was a multilateral visit to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organizations.
The last Prime Minister level visit was by Benazir Bhutto
was in 1995. So there was a long gap, and as you said, this is the largest landlocked country in the world. This is it is a huge landmass equal to the area of Western Europe. Big country,
but rich in resources.
Very rich in resources, very rich in energy resources, and high per capita income. The population mix is very interesting. It has a population of around 16 million. Quarter of the population is of Russian origin. 60% are Kazakh Muslims, and the other 10-12% are again Muslims of Central Asian origin.
But there are 131 ethnic communities.
Yes, because of its very, very large area, very large area.
Also because, sir, if you permit, during the days of Stalin, he tried to get to bring in a mixture and deported a number of Kazakhs because he thought that they were probably going to create problems, and he brought in people from the Soviet Union's other republics and had them settled.
That was Stalin's policy, to create a population mix, population balance. He brought in communities. I've seen Koreans in Dushanbe. There were Germans who were in Tajikistan. Some communities were brought in for the cotton plantations.
Anyway, coming back to the importance of this particular visit, sir.
This particular visit, as I see, is very important in the sense that Kazakhstan is landlocked. Its shortest route to the sea is via Pakistan, to the ports of Karachi and Gawada. It is very rich in energy resources. Pakistan is energy deficient. It wants oil and gas. There is a gas pipeline already between Kazakhstan and China. And now we are talking of the energy corridor. The road link is already there through KKH. Kazakhstan is not very far from the Chinese city of Kashgar, so there can be a linkage. In fact, there's a trade agreement of transit trade from this route already between Pakistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. So there's a lot of potential for trade and energy.
Let's take this forward with the help of Major Mujtaba. The ambassador talked about the oil link, the gas link, the gas line. In fact, Kazakhstan has expressed an interest in TAPI, and also they are interested in developing a rail link. China is already developing a rail link with Kazakhstan, but what is your opinion? Would it be better through Kyrgyzstan, through Kashgar, as the ambassador said, or through Afghanistan?
Thank you very much, Mr. Hali. Before I give my views on this, your question, I would say that the Pakistan's foreign policy should make Central Asia as its core. because this is where the future is, and this is where everything, and Kazakhstan is an important country of that region. It is the largest, and if you see in the landmass size, it is the 9th largest country in the world. And as Ambassador already given the population, and the area also equals 4 times that of Texas. So, but high resources in oil and gas, hydrocarbons, and things like that.
And also uranium and diamond.
And there's another very important mineral that we need, and that is the phosphate, which has its in abundance in Kazakhstan. And you need phosphate for your fertilizers, you need phosphate for your agriculture. And that we must not ignore. And other thing is that you're talking about the rail link. You see, Pakistan already has a rail head up to Torkham. The only unsettled, or I would say the disturbed portion, is that of Afghanistan. So peace in Afghanistan is core to the development of Central Asia and its opening into the outside world through Pakistan and getting the sea access. So,
but if you're talking about peace, please look at the composition of the Prime Minister's entourage. He took the Secretary of Defense with him, and I believe there were talks on anti-terrorism as well as methods of achieving peace in Afghanistan, in which Pakistan is a core player.
I know, I was reading that, and as I said, the composition is very interesting, which the Prime Minister took with him, you know. And this visit of Secretary of Defense, because Kazakhstan has no defense industry as such. Their entire defense needs are based on the Russian equipment. And that is another area which Pakistan can explore very profitably for its own needs. And since our bulk of the development that is taking place, although it's based on the Chinese technology, but Chinese technology has its origin in the Russian technology. So its induction into the Kazakhstan military would be much easier if they go for some other technology from the West, you know. And this is one thing that we, Pakistan, must work upon, and it needs to be seen thoroughly. And of course, coming back to terrorism, of course, it's still a term which is not defined. But who are behind terrorism, that has again become a very, very controversial question now. Having said that, but still the need to tackle this issue, to tackle this problem can never be relegated, you know. It needs our full attention at all levels. It needs the attention of our neighbors. Even it goes beyond the neighbors now, because the reach has become so long that they can hit and strike you.
The important thing is that our potential is being denied to us because of being embroiled in the war against terror. The sooner we get over with it, only then we can move on. One aspect we were talking about earlier, sir, was that the Chambers of Commerce had a meeting and they signed an agreement. How do you see the significance of this, sir?
This is very significant. There was this chairman of Pakistani Federation of Chambers, Haji Ghulam Ali, who was part of the entourage, and he signed an agreement with his Kazakh counterpart. The commodities identified were export of fertilizers from Pakistan and export of cement, because there's a lot of construction activity going on in Kazakhstan. Apart from that, there is one traditional commodity which we have exported to Kazakhstan, and that is the leather products, because the winters are very harsh, so they need leather jackets in large numbers. There is a lot of potential for trade. Now, coming back to the importance, I just want to highlight that Pakistan and Kazakhstan are members of the OIC. Kazakhstan is a member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Pakistan is an observer there. Both are members of the ECO. And by the way, Kazakhstan is a strong supporter of Pakistan's membership of SCO, that is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So there is,
if you permit, there's another organization which is very important, and meetings have taken place with Kazakhstan because it is one of the promoters, is CICA. That is the Conference on Confidence Building Measures in Asia. And Pakistan has also played a role. Our president has visited, our foreign minister has visited, and Kazakhstan has been promoting this.
Yes, that is very much there. In fact, Kazakhstan